Six, welcome back to My Kitten Reads. I'm Eleanor and this is a Friday Reads. I haven't done a Friday Reads in ages. But I'm tired, I'm cranky, I'm not feeling particularly well, and we're going through a southern spring cold snap. So Friday Reads it is. I will probably not be going out at all much this weekend unless I might go to the gym, but I probably won't because my hip's been relapsed. So yeah, it's looking like a pretty miserable weekend, to be honest. Today, for example, being Friday, was raining all day and we had hail, and tomorrow we're supposed to have really, really strong wind as well. So, so Friday Reads, because I don't know whether I'll read anything this evening because it's just already getting a little late, but I will definitely be reading this weekend. Partially because uni starts back from mid-semester break on Monday, which means I need to get as much of this read as possible. The Dead Queens Club by Hannah Capin. So this is on my list to read for uni. It is essentially, as far as I can tell, and I don't know a lot about it yet because I haven't started it, it's essentially a contemporary novel, like a contemporary YA novel, but it takes the characters of, the historical characters of the Six Wives of Henry VIII and Henry VIII and sticks them in American high school. I think it's an American high school. But yeah, it says, if your school's homecoming king had a little too much in common with Henry VIII, would you survive with your head still attached? You'd think being the new girl in a tiny town would equal one very boring senior year. But if you're me, Annie Mark, alias Cleves, and you accidentally transform into teenage royalty by entering Lancaster High on the arm of King himself, life becomes the exact opposite of boring. Henry has it all. He's the jock, the genius, and the brooding bad boy all in one, which sort of explains why he's on his sixth girlfriend in 2 years. What it doesn't explain is why two of us, are dead. My best friend thinks it's Henry's fault, which is obviously ridiculous. My nemesis says we shouldn't talk about it, which is straight up sketchy. But as the resident nosy new girl, I'm determined to find out what really happened to Lancaster's dead queens, ideally before history repeats itself. So that sounds like fun, and so that's my next. I need to read as much of this as possible this weekend, so that I'm ready to discuss it in class next week. There are 2 books that I have been reading this week, 3 that I've been reading this month. I haven't really finished anything this month. I did read a whole bunch of my Jan Rowland, Jane Austen variations, but I kind of started with ones I'd already read this year and then just didn't actually pay attention to what I was reading. So I read a whole bunch, didn't note any of them down in Goodreads, so I'm not really counting them this month, so which means I haven't actually finished anything else this month. But I have made some progress this week on my Kindle. I've made some progress on Frederica, which is a Georgette Heyer novel. So that's a Regency romance and I'm enjoying it. That's my current gym read if I can get to the gym, but you know, also really enjoyable. So I might make some more progress on that. And I've made some progress on The Gilded Wolves by Roshani Chokshi, which actually counts towards my subscription box books goal for the year. So I'm nearly halfway through. I'm enjoying it. It's a kind of alternate history France magical heist. And they're about to hit the actual full heist part of it, like the big heist. So, and it's nearly halfway through. So I think I'm getting close. I'm a little over 40% or 39% of the way through Frederica. So I've made progress on those. I also this month have been reading a book which I actually picked up not only out of interest, but because I could use it as a reference for my first assignment, which I did at the start of September. And that is a book called, if I remember correctly, Georgette Heyer's Regency World, which is like a look at the actual historical Regency period and the research that Georgette Heyer did, and using her characters and her situations in her books as examples of how it worked. Which is really interesting. So if I do feel the need for any non-fiction, I can pick that up again. But that's my reading plans for this weekend. That's my Friday reads. Let me know what you're reading this weekend down below in the comments, and I'll see you all again really soon. Bye.